Speaker number 5, Bill Lewis. Be angry. Be angry, Bill Lewis.
I got up this morning and I went to the tap and I filled me a cup of water. I drank it. I couldn't do that when I was in West Virginia. My friends still can't do that. I want that to make you angry. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. I have always told myself that I care about people. But do I? Do I really? I have spent the past 3 years marching in the streets, yelling and chanting about corporate malfeasance, about human rights. I have prowled the halls of Congress, buttonholing my representatives, insisting that they protect our freedoms. Because I think that in the long run, it will make a difference. But it's not very close to actual people. So, when a friend of mine from Occupy Wall Street called and said that they needed help down in West Virginia driving water to people who had been affected by the chemical spills down there, I said yes. I did not hesitate. I did not assess the situation. I flew down to Charleston, rented a pickup truck, and for 3 weeks I drove water to anyone who needed it. What a trip. The West Virginia Clean Water Hub is a collection of 10, 20 people and 3 or 4 dogs who oversee the distribution of water to people in and around Boone County. They are mainly 20 to 30 years old and active in the environmental movement. Since January, they have delivered tens of thousands of gallons of water to people in need. West Virginia is beautiful. I would drive all over the place all day long. I would collect water at a spring. I would buy water from Target or Walmart and then go to a distribution point and help people fill their gallons of junk. I would drive up and down the haulers, meeting people and seeing things I never would have otherwise. They were always happy to see us. My first week, I slept in a closet at a communal farm in Rock Creek. Then I got a room in the dormitory, but there was too much smoke, so I went to a floor in Charleston, then to the weight room in the hub, and finally Brooke's couch. And one day, when I was cold and wet and miserable, and there were too many people in the hub, and I couldn't stand it, I took a room at the JKLM Inn. For 3 weeks, my life was consisted of water filters, ratchet straps, and hose clamps. I woke up next to dog poop. I ate whatever anybody prepared from their last dumpster diving run. And then there was DJ. He and I got along real good.
I live right now in my grandfather's home, which was built by my dad. I've drank contaminated water all my life from Massey Coal Mines, who is actually on the back of this hill here. When I was born, she had a tumor that was as big as I was. The tumor was 7 pounds, and I was 7 pounds 9 ounces. Then around 5, I had a tumor over my eye. And then at 8, I had heart surgery. And then around 16, I learned that I had a kidney disease. They said their exact words were it'd be a waste of time and money to get a kidney transplant.
I want you to be angry. There's a clean water spring in Raleigh County that we were welcome to use. So I would go there, I'd put a couple hundred gallons in my tank, and then I'd drive off to the distribution points. One Sunday after church, in the middle of a blizzard, I drove alone to the distro in Gallagher. And I sat there for 2 hours in the wet and the cold, and only one woman came to get water, and I felt terrible. Then she came back and asked if I could make it up the hills behind Pax where her father lived. Why else did I rent a 4x4? And so slipping and sliding up these tiny dirt roads in my giant F-150 King Cab with 1,600 pounds of water sloshing in the back, I got lost and I had to do a 19-point turn. Terrified that those stitches were going to swallow me at any moment. And somehow I found her father and offloaded 100 gallons to him and his neighbor. He called me an angel. And all this because Freedom Industries didn't bother to inspect their equipment, and 10,000 gallons of MCMH poured into the water system, and nobody was going to be held responsible, nobody's even going to get fined. I went to church every Sunday at the Arnett Chapel. The congregation was very conservative, working in the mines, pays big bucks. Their preacher, he was fiery. He would march up and down the aisles proclaiming how much better our God was than their God. That their Buddha fella, he ain't nothing. All them Hindu gods? My last Sunday, I asked if I might testify. And I told him how I felt called to West Virginia. Jesus said, "That which ye do unto the least of these, ye do unto me." And I told him about the man in packs, and how I felt that there was an angel sitting on my shoulder, and that I was the one who was blessed. And now I want you to get angry. I want you to get angry that my friend is going to die at 30 years old because of corporate profits. I want you to be angry that your friends are losing their houses, losing their jobs to a Ponzi scheme set up by the banks. And I want you to be angry at yourself because we let our politicians do this to us. And then I want you to take that anger and channel it and do something to rebuild the democracy which we want in this country. I don't know what you should do. I just know it is very important that you do it. Madam Toastmaster.